Welcome to the Protector Culture Podcast with Jimmy Graham. Jimmy is a veteran U.S. Navy SEAL, a former protective officer for the CIA Global Response Staff, founder and CEO of the Able Shepherd Program, a husband and father of four, and a personal friend of mine. Now here's Jimmy.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Protector Culture Podcast with Jimmy Graham. I'm your host, Jimmy Graham. I got BK. I'm hitting you with from his house, and as you can see, a storm's coming. If it's Monday night here, it's 9/7/20. There's supposed to be a storm rolling in tomorrow. We went from 90 degrees today down to 9 to 17 inches of snow is what they're calling for in parts of Colorado here. So people are rushing, trying to get prepared. That's exactly what we're talking about. On the website it says, a storm is coming, let's weather it together. So we want to make sure that for the rest of this year, the end of this year, I believe is going to change life the way we know it. Meaning there's never been a time in my life where our foundation is being attacked. That's a problem. So when we say we the people stand united, it means we're out of time. We need to get our act together. The other side appears to be well-funded and organized, and we're not. So we need to get that together and just return to our foundation. We got a lot more. We've grown quite a bit since our first event that we had at Grace Chapel in Inglewood. So we are going to be launching our next event for Stand in the Gap Initiative is going to be at September 15th at South Holly Church in Centennial, Colorado. Please join us. You can't afford to miss this. I know that there are a lot of groups getting together. Mike Glover's one of them. FEC is one of them here locally. We're saying absolutely do that. You better have a mission. You better, foundationally figure out what you stand for. My talking points loosely are as such. What do you stand for? If you don't figure that out right now, any wind will blow you. So find a group that's right for you, but be careful because there's other groups out there. I hear about them all the time that are that may ask you it may challenge your values. Let's just put it this way. Make sure that there's something that you fundamentally believe in, like I've said in speaking in these engagements, I'm a pretty easy read. I am pro-Jesus, I am pro-life, I am pro-Second Amendment. I will defend those things to my dying day. You better figure out what you stand for, because moving forward, we're not going to be able to be spectators in what goes on with our nation moving forward. It means we the people make the rules. The government works for us. It means that all these things going on, if you don't know what you stand for, you are easily manipulated. Okay, so what does that mean? It means we are trying to get everyone educated. We're trying to figure out, or not figure out, what is the best way we can educate our communities on the fact that our founding documents of our country were biblically inspired, meaning there are biblical principles in the documents that help this nation take a 5,000-year leap in 200 years. Meaning there's a book called 5,000-Year Leap that puts this out very, very well. I'm going to talk more about this at the next event. But what it means is, from the inception of this nation, we've grown more than any other time in history. So 5,000 years as human beings, being in existence, plowing breaking the ground, planting their seeds, weaving their clothes, doing all this stuff. And then all of a sudden there was this miraculous thing that the founders and signers of these documents said that they fasted, they prayed, they put time and risked their lives, their fortune, their sacred honor, and signed these documents. And once they did, the free market, the enterprise, all of that, the entrepreneurs in America led the way for the globe. This isn't a America thing. The world needs to return to that foundation. I mean, the creator of this universe proved something with the founding of America that changed everything. So from the time of breaking ground and planting our food to weaving our own clothing and doing all this stuff, and I'm a blacksmith and I'll trade you for this, in 200 years we put a man on the moon. That's a huge statement. So, like we've talked about many, many times, is that we are building higher, higher, and higher while simultaneously chipping away at the foundation of our nation, and that doesn't work. That is a non-starter, and it's not going to lead anywhere good. So we need to basically stop right now and see what we can do to invest in the hearts and minds of our children, to reinstate, to repair that foundation, and make sure that's a solid one, so we can continue to prosper as a nation and lead the globe, literally lead the world into something better. So I firmly believe that there are groups growing up that are way bigger than ours. They're ahead in certain areas, but if you don't take the time to build this foundation, you're not going to be ready for the growth. So my focus right now is to start at the ground right beneath my feet, meaning that I'm going to be in South Denver. We're going to focus on making a change here, on making a difference here, and launching and saying, how can I personally make your family more safe? So we're going to talk about this more. I've got Jim Clemenson, our brand manager, is working on the graphics for this, but it's 2 minutes, 10 minutes. So in 2 minutes, who are 2 people that you could call to come take care of your family? Now, I'm not talking about specifically with firearms and rushing in and some kind of violent encounter. I've got to trust people, with my life. I got to trust people with my kids. So if you don't have 2 people that you can call that could be at your house in 2 minutes, you're already wrong. You should have always had this. This is called community. It's called friendships. This is the way we're supposed to do life. So 2 people in 2 minutes, and then 10 people in 10 minutes. Can 10 people that you know and trust be at your house in 10 minutes? So if I've got to start calling people because I tried 911 and it's not working, nobody's picking up and nobody's coming my way because those resources are tapped out. We've said this from the beginning of what we started doing, is that take care of one another is our motto, but the people are the solution. The people have always been the solution. You are in charge of your family. If I can't be there for my family, this guy's going to be there. BK, I can call that guy and he's going to show up and protect my family. Why? Because it's the right thing to do, and he cares about me. I've got 250 people in my phone right now that train with us monthly that not only are they amazing people that would show up to protect my family, they also have the skills to use the tools that they're probably driving around with in their truck or their car. So that's a big, big thing. One of the best things I have right now is a bunch of people that I know would take care of me, and vice versa. If they call and they have something going on, I'm going to go figure it out. So as things turn, we need to start thinking about this. We need to think about it right now and take action. As Don Jones talks about in his Zoom meetings, go to standinthegapinitiative.com. Click on readiness. Go to the Zoom meeting on Sunday nights and just listen. Just be a part, listen, watch what he's got going on. He's been putting on excellent advice, and it's more important than it's ever been within our lifetime. So make sure you're checking those out. If you want to watch the past episodes, there's going to be a Google Docs. Go onto that shared drive and just start watching those videos and checking those out. And then he's also got the document for his curriculum. So further down the line, you're going to start seeing where he's headed. So if you want to jump ahead, you can look in there and do some research and find out what you're going to do. Food, water, power, cooking in your home, all this stuff is in there. Some of the stuff I can guarantee that you haven't thought about. I consider myself pretty knowledgeable in this stuff, and I'm learning stuff when I join on there on Sundays. So please do yourself a favor and check it out. One of my fears is that there's a dramatic change in the way that we live, this comfortable way that we live, and that people are caught unaware. So I've got a lot of this stuff. I've got food, I've got water, I've got bullets, I got guns, I know how to use them, I got an amazing community, but some of you may not. So we're here to help you, and that's what we're going to be trying to do. So I don't want to be in a position where I didn't do enough, so please join us in this endeavor. So again, September 15th, South Holly Church in Centennial, Colorado, will be our second event. The first one was Grace Chapel. That was amazing. We've got new things. There's going to be some new take-homes for you. We got more, a Constitution, Declaration of Independence. You need to know that. I've got some more reference material that you need to be watching right now. Prager University, Hillsdale College. There's a bunch of stuff that you need to know to figure out the 3 things that I talk about. What do you stand for? If you don't understand that, you need to know it. So you need to figure that out right now. As a man, as a woman, as an adult human being, if you know that, all the rules change. You're not as easily manipulated, so you need to know that. The second thing is, what is your hill to take? There's something speaking to you when we start defining these fronts and the areas that we're going to move forward in. We need leaders, we need followers, we need supporters, we need fundraisers, we need all of that stuff, because once we identify, we're going to attack. We're going to attack on those fronts. The things that that I believe in, if you know me for 5 minutes, you know this: pro-Jesus, pro-life, pro-Second Amendment. If we can find somebody that's on fire pro-life, I think it's the biggest sin of our generation. We're worried about people dying. A few people dying here and there on COVID. It is a serious thing. It pales in comparison to the 3,000 unborn babies that we're killing each and every day in the United States. That disgusts me. And if we're saying that we are protectors of the innocent, and we're not going to head down that front, we're all a bunch of hypocrites. So we need to partner with people like Live Action, Lila Rose, these people that are absolutely heroes in my eyes that are moved forward on these fronts. We need to do that absolutely right now. We need to fix our schools, the education system that's going on, removing true American history, these heroic people that founded this nation, that fasted and prayed and spoke to God about this amazing experiment, this thing that he was going to do, and now has proven in the United States as a world leader and prospered in that amount of time is unbelievable. That formula works, and we're throwing it away. We can't afford to do that if our responsibility is to mold a future for our children and our grandchildren. So it is our job to do it. We are no longer spectators, and we're going to be serious about this thing. So come join us, South Holly Baptist, 6 to 8 p.m. on September 15th in Centennial, Colorado. Keep checking the website. Follow us on Facebook, standinthegapinitiative.com. If you go to standinthegap.com, it's going to take you somewhere else. Standinthegapinitiative.com. Join us, ask questions. We're going to start defining, like I said, the 2 minutes, 10 minutes. We're going to define those circles, and then we're going to start connecting you with people in your area. So if you don't know people, we do. It's very likely that you live near a Phase 4 able shepherd. Those people have capabilities and they have resources, meaning they've got my number in their cell phone. So it means, 138 other people to that level. 250 people that know a little bit about a little bit, but if they've made it to a Phase 4 in the Able Shepherd stuff, that in the Able Shepherd program, that means they understand entries, they understand all of this stuff. They've got medical training, they got all of this. So that's another thing, medical. We're going to start giving medical classes and doing more training with medical, with radio. We've already got. Just an example, we take the 2 minutes, 10 minutes, and you go fill that out and you take it home. Your next assignment will be go onto an app that we have. We've designated an app that works for this. You don't have to turn on the location services. Just load in your 2-minute people and your 10-minute people and their cell phone numbers. Once you load their data in there, just leave the location off. But if things change in the near future, turn it on. Turn on the location services. You now have an SOS button to that community. And then those people have access to the next surrounding communities. What if the phones go down, cell phones don't work? We're going to back those up with radios. This is things that we've already figured out. For years within the Able Shepherd community, we've been doing this just in case. Why? Good way to live. People say, well, you're scared, you're paranoid. If you know me at all, you know that I don't live a fearful life. You know I'm not paranoid. You know I'm not staring at the horizon waiting for Al-Qaeda. I'm out doing 9-day motorcycle trips with this guy. We're out, me and my son just went and supported Colorado BDR ride that we did entitled Justice for Stevie. You guys saw that on the podcast. We're having a ball. And the only thing cooler than doing fun stuff is doing fun stuff with amazing people, my friends. So we're doing that, and every time we do it, it draws us closer and closer together. So from those experiences, we're probably going to do one, we're moving forward to do one every year. I think what we just experienced over the past 9 days, this last month, we should be doing that every year. Why? Because what I find is that people need adventure. When you start tying people together and building those communities, all of a sudden you start meeting people. In the SEAL teams, we had a saying, that's a great dude, I'd kill or die for that guy. That's a big statement, meaning that you would kill or die for somebody. I don't take that lightly at all. Either way, I don't want to kill anybody, and I don't want to die because I'm raising a family and all that stuff. So to say that statement means a lot. Did we use it flippantly? Not really. That was our job, and we meant it. Okay, but I think that's the way we're supposed to live our lives. You know what else I do? I just mentored a young man that's going to the SEAL teams. He asked me to. Happens all the time. I talk to young people, and I don't do a sales pitch. I needed stability, and I needed some kind of structure, and I needed just somebody to get me on the right track and get going, and I needed to grow up. So I did a lot of that in the Navy. But when I was talking to him, I said, do me a favor. Because there's a little bit of this, hey, I'll go out and do all this stuff and for my country and SEAL teams, all that kind of stuff. Said, write this down. I only made him write down one sentence. And it said, would I die for my country? And then I put question mark, God, question mark, family, question mark. Would I die for my country, my God, not even that order, my God, my family, and then my countrymen? If that's the case, I said, go ahead and answer that. And obviously it's yes. And I said, cross out die and write live. You dying for your country is what you're supposed to do. You dying for your families, animals do that. They would die for their young. But if you wouldn't live for your family, you never get the opportunity to go die for my family as a Navy SEAL. Check that out, because if you need to come to terms with who you are as a human being, what you stand for, that whole I'd die for you, the reality is you're probably never going to get the chance to die for me and my children. Okay? So I don't know if you would or not. But I can tell by the way that you're not living for them that you'll never get the chance, right? Because I'm not going to call you, okay? That's about as real as it gets. So when you talk about this stuff and you say, you think about an action movie and you flippantly say you would die for A, B, or C, and D, what you can prove today is that you'll live for your family. You'll live for my family. You'll do something positive for this country, and that you'll honor your God, the creator of this universe that proved a thing in the United States, and we're throwing it out with the trash. We're done with that. We can't do that any longer, and it's time to get united and make a difference. I hope to see you there. I'll say it one more time. September 15th, South Holly Church in Centennial, Colorado. 6 to 8 p.m. We are just going to pour into you for 1 hour and pray to God that you take action. Take the resources that we give you, head off to your community, and please do the same and help us spread the word. Love you guys. Till we see you next time, take care of one another. Oh, God bless, and take care of one another. Don't let me miss that up, BK. See you soon, guys. Thanks.